Hey guys, welcome to Digilogue Days, and this is the Artist Discovery Podcast. I'm Anastasia, and this is
Nefertiti Gold.
So just tell us a little bit about yourself and who you are as an artist just before we get into it.
Well, as I said, Nefertiti Gold, I'm an electronic R&B artist, and what that means is when I get on stage, I like to put a lot of gear and equipment in front of me and just kind of have fun and just recreate all of my songs from scratch along with effects just live for each show.
You know, something really cool that Nefertiti does on her socials is really break down her production and how she does everything. So when you're doing that, like, how do you go about deciding, okay, this is how I'm going to break it down, this is how I'm going to show them, this is how I do my craft? Like, how much work do you put in to do that every time you make a video?
It's a lot of work, I'm not gonna lie. I will say that on average, I could possibly spend a good month or two just to put together like a 10-minute set.
Wow.
Yeah, because a lot of the times I do produce, mix, master all of my own music. So what I'll do is I'll take the songs that are already released, that are already on Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere.
You heard it here. Go stream.
Right? I'll take those songs that are already out and I have to essentially reproduce them again to make it more digestible on stage, because I can't have every single instrument because I am performing some of the parts live.
Right.
So I have to essentially reproduce the song, and then there's a bunch of like technicalities with like routing, because I use like a lot of gear and electronic equipment. So yeah, it'll take me close to 2 months, because once you figure out all of the technical stuff, then I have to practice it. I have to remember, I have to remember like, all right, when I hit the second verse, turn this knob. But then when you get to the third word, turn this off. So it's like a lot of remembering the coordinating past just learning like the chords or the words to the song.
That's so much work. Like now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even know if I could digest that. So I know that you've done a couple shows. You've even done a few showcases at South by Southwest.
Yes.
So like, how do you think when you're doing these shows, like how does the audience react? Like, you know, like you're this R&B artist, but you're also like kind of doing production on stage, you know, like how do they really like embrace it or digest it as you're performing?
I will say that a lot of the times the audience is already really intrigued before I even step foot on stage.
They're like, what is all this stuff
Yeah, because it's like, okay, we have another singer coming up, but what is with all of these wires all over the place? So there's a certain amount of intrigue that's already there.
Yeah.
And I feel like once I get on stage, it's pretty silent. It's like dead silent, because they're just like, what's happening? Like, what's about to happen?
I wonder what they're going to do now.
So, it's kind of nerve-wracking, because in the back of my mind, I'm kind of hoping that like nobody's paying attention, but like I have like, you know, not to flex, but like I have your undivided attention when I'm on stage, you know?
It's like,
so it's
we're
like,
here to see you.
I think I'm very well received when I do that.
I think that's super dope. So like in terms of what, like you have your streaming songs, and then, you know, it's a whole different immersive experience when you're live performing, right? But then I also noticed that you have these really cute little CDs on your Instagram. Like I was watching their Instagram reels and I was like, oh, like what is this cute little CD? And like you tap it and then all your music and stuff comes up. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. I actually have one with me. It's very small.
It's so cute.
What I really love about this is that you can load all of your music on there. You can put photos and videos. I can update it remotely.
You can update this remotely.
I can update that remotely.
It's a little, me and my nails.
It's very small.
It's a little keychain.
It's small enough to go on your keychain, yeah. So that's kind of the idea.
I think, does this open?
It does open. It's very secure, so that little CD doesn't come out.
Let me not drop this out on camera, but there's a little CD in here. This is so cool. How did you decide to come up with this?
I was looking for a way to distribute music and sell merch in one. So with this, it allows me to sell music, but if you don't have this little CD, you don't have access to anything that's on here. You can't screenshot it, you can't save the link, anything.
These are exclusive,
so that's why I like these. And because I can update it remotely, there's just gonna be continued value. So even if you feel like you're spending too much on it, it really isn't, because I'm going to add more to it. Later, I can add on songs that aren't released yet. I can debut music videos before I officially release them. I can do announcements. I can put a link to discounted tickets. You can kind of do almost anything you want.
Yeah.
But as long as you have this is the key to everything that you'll need.
Wow. That's super innovative. I think one of the things that I like about your artistry is that it's always been super innovative, and especially with everything that I've interacted with.
Yeah.
So how do you see yourself continuing this level of innovation as you continue your career, like this year, next year?
I see myself continuing just off the strength of, it keeps me intrigued, because it's like, I'm an artist, I'm a creative, but I'm also a little bit of a nerd.
Right.
So all of the complicated stuff that I do, it just kind of keeps my brain working and using both sides of being creative and technical, but technical in a way that's creative. So even though I have moments where it can get really frustrating trying to figure out, like, why is the sound not working? But it creates a challenge, and I like that challenge within the music.
I think that's so dope. And then even as, you know, in the electronic sort of arena of music, you know, like, how do you kind of navigate that as an R&B artist? Because I know, like, with electronic music, sometimes, like, you just think super house or super pop, or, like, you know, like those remixes of songs that just turn into, like, super house dance music.
Yeah.
So, like, how do you kind of mesh that with your R&B singing?
I feel like it's impossible not to. Like,
I like that.
I don't know
answer.
if you've noticed, but I'm Black, so it's kind of hard to, like, it's kind of hard to navigate away from that. Like, I grew up really just admiring, like, the Whitney Houstons and the Brandys of the world, so that's embedded in me. So it's impossible to really truly remove that. But I like the fun, like the funness of, like, electronic R&B. But I feel like when I sing or my vocals on a track, it just automatically just kind of molds it together.
Soul, you know.
Yeah.
Real, like, ooh.
Yeah, for sure. And I have fun with it. So that's the easiest way to not get caught up in, like, a specific bubble. You just kind of have to have fun and just trust that what you're doing is, like, impactful.
Yeah, like, I really think that's the most important thing for me, is, like, you just like your music, and you just, you know, you just have fun with it, and, like, you can own what you've done.
Absolutely. You have to love it.
Yeah.
You just, like, this is not an easy field to be in, but you just have to love it. It's impossible to be in it this long and not love it.
Yeah. You really you're in here for the long haul. That's what it is.
I'm here for life.
So, you know, we talked about what you've done. What do you have coming up that we can look forward to?
I'm actually performing at a nonprofit in November, which benefits young women who are trying to get into the field of entertainment, those that are underrepresented. It's going to be a gala performance. There are tickets available. It's going to be on my Instagram profile, Nefertiti.gold on Instagram.
Yes.
That's going to be where, again, you're going to see that electronic live performance where all the gear's set up and just creating big sounds just from, like, my setup and essentially on my own, like a one-woman band.
I think that's super great. Like, the whole one-woman band, like, singer, doing the production on stage, immersive experience. I'm personally looking forward to it. I hope that you guys definitely check out Nefertiti Gold. Even if you can't make that performance, you know, get a little CD.
Yes,
you know,
absolutely get one of these mini CDs.
Make sure that you stream on all platforms. And what are all your socials again that they can follow you on or stream your music, just so that we have them?
Well, my name is Nefertiti Gold on pretty much across all platforms. Instagram is like Nefertiti.gold, but then I think TikTok is like Nefertiti Gold. It just kind of depends what screening was available, but I try to use the same, like, headshot in all of them. And plus, go through my profile. You'll see it.
Once you get to one, you'll find all of them.
Oh yeah, once you get to one, you'll find all of them.
So thank you so much for being here. I hope that you enjoy the rest of Digilogue Days, and everybody stay tapped in with the Digilogue, the Artist Discovery Team podcast, and Nefertiti Gold. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Great.